My two best friends booked a trip we have been planning for ages without me. Me, 24 female, and my two best friends, 23 female, went to university together and immediately got close. We were inseparable for all of the 3 years of studying. However, this summer we graduated and moved to completely different places. We talk daily in our group chat, catch up over FaceTime. One of the two got a job in another country in Europe, and ever since she knew she was going to move there, we have been planning and been so excited to visit her for New Year's Eve. 5 days ago, I texted them to arrange a FaceTime call to start planning and booking our trip. Later that night, the friend working abroad called me and suggested we could come later in the spring instead, when it was warmer, and that she thought she might not get days off of work. But just now, she suddenly posted a screenshot of her private story to Snapchat of messages between them that the third friend had booked a flight for NY. I just don't know what to feel. I feel so disappointed and left out. We have done things together before where two of us would hang out and not include the third, but we have traveled together many times, and we always agree that we have so much fun traveling together. How should I go on and approach this? I need advice, as I'm not the confrontational type. And we've never really had arguments before. I don't want to come across as petty, although I kinda am, and also I don't want to be invited out of pity. I can't think of anything that would make them be mad at me, or anything like that. Okay, writing this out, I think I really wanted to vent, but also I would love some advice on how to deal with this. I don't want to create bad vibes between us, but how would you go about this with close friends? Maybe someone has experienced similar situations? Relevant comments. Commenter 1. These are not friends that I wouldn't even bother saying anything. They lied to you, let's go in spring, and then rubbed it in your face by posting it on Snapchat. They know. By mentioning anything to them, they will be smug in the knowledge that they hurt you. Do you really expect a sincere apology? Just cut ties and move on. The best revenge is living well. Commenter 2. Just cut ties and move on. The best revenge is living well. Yep, I've done exactly this before and never looked back. She was my friend since we were 5. It took me nearly 20 years to grow a spine to stand up to her incredibly rude and mean girl behavior. OP. Respect. I've never really cut friends off like this before, but so many of you have shown me that it can and should be done sometimes. I don't think I will with these, but I'll remember all of this for future situations. You are all so strong. Commenter 3. You have every right to be pissed. These girls straight up went behind your back, booked the trip, and then had the nerve to post about it on Snapchat like you would notice? That's cold. And the whole, maybe we should wait till spring line? Yeah, that was just them trying to keep you in the dark. Call them out, but keep it chill. Something like, hey, saw the Snapchat. Thought we were all planning the trip together? Kinda sucks being left out. You don't have to start drama, but don't sit there and let them make you feel like an afterthought either. If they're real friends, they'll own up to it. If not, well, you just learned where you stand. Either way, don't settle for being a backup. Update. Okay, so it's time for an update. I'm so thankful for everyone commenting on my post and sending me private messages. Thank you so much for your insight. It has really helped me to think this all through. I wrote the post crying in the bathroom while working my night shift. Went to bed with 2 comments, and after sleeping for almost 12 hours, I woke up to 100. At this point, the whole day had almost gone by. Night shift week equals I slept till Friday, and I still hadn't heard from them. Honestly, I got so mad and had no hope left that I would. While trying to read through all of the comments on here and decide on what to do, I got a text in the group chat she had booked a flight and that I should join that one. I waited until after breakfast before I replied haha, but ultimately answered that I didn't understand, that I did not feel welcome to join when they had already planned it all without me. The last thing I heard was that we should do it later, and then I find out via your Snapchat story. They immediately told me that was not their intention at all. They said they were really sorry I felt that way and didn't want me to feel excluded. A broad girl called me on FaceTime immediately, and she told me they hadn't really spoken that much at all, and that it was a spontaneous decision that flight girl had made minutes before the Snapchat post was made. She said she understood why I felt the way I did, but that she always hoped I would come along as well. Later I got a FaceTime call from flight girl. She tried to explain how she had felt the need to just book the flight after debating for so long if she could afford it, and that she ultimately just decided to do it. that we had been talking about it for so long and didn't want to wait any longer. She repeatedly said she was sorry she didn't consult me first. She also knew that a broad girl might have to work, but that she wanted to go anyways. I admit that I didn't get to say all I wanted to say, and I should have taken the tip of writing it down before I got on the calls. In my head, it just doesn't make sense to be hyped for a girl's trip and to just book by themselves if they were really excited for me to come along. I just felt it wasn't like them to do it like that when we've always arranged meetups for these things earlier, booking, planning, hyping, Pinterest boards plus. Although I don't think I got to express this as much as I would like looking back, I feel like they understood. I guess them texting me first was what I hoped for, but I still feel a little weird about it. I don't know if I'm going to go, but honestly, I don't think I will. Me, trying to avoid conflict as usual, told them I had to look into if I would get days off work as well. A lot of you guys thought I should cut them off, and had I never got that text first, I honestly don't know where I would stand. Not saying they made up for it, I still think it was really shitty. But I think they know that now. I feel lighter. Had I not talked to them today, I don't think I would be over it easily. These are classy friends, I know and love them on such a deep level, and they know and love me. But for now they know where I stand. If something like this happens again, it will not be taken lightly. I don't know if I'm just naive at this point. I certainly hope I'm not, but it's not like them to keep me in the dark on purpose, and I hope they understand how much my heart sank when I saw that Snapchat post. I'm so sorry to hear about your experiences with shitty friends in the comments, and I feel for you and admire you for standing your ground and cutting them off. I'm trying to reflect on how I should navigate this friendship from now on and be a little observant to if it becomes a pattern when it comes to these friends. Please let me know if you have opinions on this, or questions, or anything at all. Peace. Didn't realize this post turned out so long. Also sorry for my English, my dudes. Can't remember the last time I wrote something in English. Norwegian keyboard. Additional information from OP. Okay, fuck, when I posted this I realized how pissed really, and what the hell. I want to give them the benefit of the doubt, but it doesn't sit right with me. Know why am I being so back and forth? Like it feels like a pity invite, and that kind of means I was never part of the plan. And that really sucks. Relevant comments. Commenter 1. I think they noticed you saw the snap and had to decide what story they were going with. It took them a day to respond. They also don't sound very apologetic. And don't make up an excuse about why you're not going to let them off. Tell them you feel the trip's tainted, and you're not comfortable with what feels like a pity invite. OP. Yeah, they obviously knew I was going to see it though. It really feels like a pity invite. Reading it from you makes me realize. Commenter 2. Can you plan this trip with other friends that are not connected to them? That's what I would do. They excluded you, and their excuses were really lame. I would totally go on a trip with a different set of friends and post pictures of having so much fun. Petty, I know, but at least they're aware you don't need them to have fun or travel. OP. I actually have an invite to another trip to my friend's summer house, which I would love to go on. I was actually so sad I couldn't join them because of this other trip. I'm gonna have to decide what to do, but I'm starting to get excited to tell them I will after all. Another friend group of 5 with all their boyfriends, and single me 11th wheeling. OP on feeling welcomed by the best friends or not. OP. Yeah, I think you're right. I still don't feel welcome. Even if it wasn't intentional, I'm still sad they didn't think of me. As if they were not excited for me to come along at first, only after I confronted them.